Hi guys, and welcome to Angling For You, and today you join me at the lovely Lindholme Lakes, and for once it's stunning. Absolutely, well, the venue is always stunning, but the weather's actually nice. I've waited all my 2-week holiday for a nice piece of weather, and 2 days left after today and I'm back to work. But we are here to, well, we're going to shoot quite a few videos hopefully today, not all fishing, various bits and bobs, but the first thing I'm looking at today is my box. Now, I've had a few people talk to me around the box. Sorry, I'm just getting mugged off by this wasp and it's doing me head in. They talked to me about my box and they're saying, you know, it's an Inception, as you can see, and it's low to the ground. I'm the same sort of size as you, and I really fancy the Inception, but it's too tall. I'm struggling with moving things about, so hopefully this little video is just going to go into a little bit of what I've done personally with my box to combat my shortness, basically, and we can go into that. Now, I'm 5'5" on a good day, and I do struggle sometimes if I've got a tall box, not only with not getting a flat foot on the foot plate, which is really important when you're fishing for your back and for your posture, but also for reaching down to my side tray. Obviously your legs are only a certain height. If you're sort of high up on the old seat, you can't reach down to pick bait up, which you can argue that if you're just putting bait on, it probably wouldn't be too much bother, but if I'm fishing shallow or something like that, I tend to have to stack onto a couple of bait tubs to get the right height for me to be able to fish, which is not ideal. I mean, it's doable, but it's not ideal, is it really? You want to be able to reach comfortably on the side tray, which is what we're going to talk about today, and talk about my setup and how it looks since the change. Now, if you have a look, I'll put the link in the description. You can look at a normal unboxing of this box, and it will sort of go through everything as it comes, this box. And if you've been in the shop or you've got one or whatever, you'll know, you know, this box itself and what it comes like. So without further ado, I'm going to sort of start talking into it, but the main reason is my height. Like I've just said, reaching the side, better posture, it is the main reason that I've done it. The second reason is a byproduct of doing that, really. It's not essential, but it does, for me personally, make the box look a lot better. Now, when you get an Absolute or anything like that, the design's quite sleek. They only have a short top piece on, which is perfect for my height. Obviously you can add additional sections to build that up, and that works great for me, as does sort of the Matrix platform. But obviously with the Inception, it comes a little more built up, and it looks a little, I'm not saying it looks any less sleek, but it's a little bit more cumbersome in its look rather than an Absolute. And that's why obviously a lot of people like the Absolute. It's a flagship and it's got that sleek design. Personally, the byproduct of doing what I've done, I think it does give it that sleek design. And there's a couple of people come over to me and said, oh, I thought that was the Absolute box at first, and that's just because of the design and how it is. So I'm going to jump off and we'll have a little look. We'll do it this way first, and then I'll come to the front or the side and I'll show you, well, I could spin it around, I suppose I could, but we'll spin it around. We'll show you what I mean by posture wise, and then I will put on some side trays and we'll have a little look with the side trays on at how that, you know, gives me a better reach. Right, boys and girls, you can see we're sat on the platform. We've got it spun round, so you can see, and as you're looking, you can see that my feet are flat on my foot plate, nice flat knees, and you could have a nice straight back. If you ever watched a Tommy Pickering video, he always tells you to slightly raise the back of your box, so you're slightly angled forward, and that's because you put your weight onto your feet, which takes it off your back, which is such a great tip, which is essential. With me having this platform as we do, it is allowing me to keep that weight on my feet, and it's a flat foot. is brilliant. For me, my size, is something I don't come across very often. The best box up to press before this for that was the Z36 map. That was quite a low design and was really nice for that exact purpose. So the box itself, you can see the posture's way better. Now before, well, realistically, I was sat about here, which you can see with my knees is difficult, and also reaching down to my side tray was a lot more difficult. So what we'll do is we'll just start sliding the front out, and I'll explain how I've gone about it and what that works at. But before I do that, I'm going to look at the drawers, because that's the first thing that people are going to mention. In the top, the cassette I've removed had the two drawer sections in, basically. Really essential and really easy to get to, being right next to you. It is slightly difficult, if you really want to be pedantic about it, of getting to the drawers. Now, for me, this massively is outweighed by the fact that my feet can be straight. When I'm fishing, it has no bearing on reaching the stuff, and also there's no attachments that block the jaws from opening. Now, when I have my side tray out, I do have a disgorger, scissors, usually a bit of rig line and some hooks that I'm using maybe for that session, or my hook link box, as well as everything else. So I'm not always in and out my drawer necessarily all the time, but if I do need, like I said, if I do need to get there, I'm leaning very lightly, and that's my top drawer and that's my bottom drawer, and I can get to both those drawers really easily through the side of where we're at. So that's a problem people may first worry about. How am I going to get to my drawers? So let's go into a little bit of how I've done this, because it's not as straightforward as you may think. It is straightforward, but you do have to do a little bit of fettling. So firstly, the base part goes in and out with no problems. I've kept on the rig tray at the very bottom. This is the mistake I made. So the first thing I did is take off the runners on the bottom, and I tried to put the runners to my other section, and that was fine. It'd work and it was fine, but the drawers were too low, and they'd hit the ends of this, so I had to take the runners back off and rethink it. And if I'd have just done, which does seem like a really simple option, I've just kept the base drawer and put that on the side drawers onto it. So I took off the runners are underneath here, and I unscrewed them and put them back on the bottom of this double unit, which has got the two there, which has got the drawers in, as you can see in the drawers. So I attached it to that, and then when I put it in, I found that I was hitting the side of this and it wasn't locating properly. Nightmare. So I thought, oh, that would have been really positive if I could have done it. Then I just thought, why have I done that? Well, let's just keep the original base and put that, because originally I put this in the top here. Let's just have just a seat and attach it to the bottom. So in hindsight, all we've done is take the lid off the very bottom one, what comes underneath, and put that on top of the stacker unit, which sits normally under the seat, which is the two drawers. Looking at the bottom, that there is the normal bottom unit. So we've left that intact, we've stacked that on top of it. It is as simple as that. Now, I had to go through that process, a bit of a special moment to do that, but all you really need to do is unclip the seat from your stacker unit, take off the lid off the base unit, put your double drawer unit onto your base unit, put the lid on top of that, and you're golden, and your seat back on, and it will slide back underneath here once you tickle the knobs. There we go, slides back under there, no problem. Now, if you wanted to put any more stackers, then obviously you can't put any more underneath, but you could put them on the top if you want. If you're slightly tall and you still fancy the design and you just want to put some extra stackers on the top, then you could do that. Primarily, like I said, I've done it for the height reasons, but what I've found is, and I don't know if you're getting that on camera, but it's filled the void. It's quite a big void underneath there, but it has given it that sleeker design, in my opinion. A sleeker design, lower to the ground, the seat sits lower than the legs, and I do like that kind of look. That's what I was trying to say before, changing the aesthetical look is a byproduct of, you know, just having the normal seat. What I might do is I might clip to put some footage in from the other video of what it looked like before, and just give you a little bit of an idea. What I'll do is I'll stick a side tray on it, we'll have a little look at that, and we'll sort of round the video off. But I know it's a lot of waffling and for quite a simple thing, but I've had a lot actually of people ask me about it. So let's flip back to camera, get a side tray on, and finish her off. Right boys, so we have sat back on the box. We've got my side tray on. As you can see, I used a Ventilite. Some people have it on the front leg, and you know, I don't know why I do that, but I have it on my two back legs. I have a slim behind me as well. But as you can see, it's a perfect height. That I can touch the bottom, which is essential because obviously going into a bait tub. It's just perfect. It fits everything that I need. I can reach everything on the side tray. You know, I can have the lid up if I want, if it's too sunny or it's raining or whatever. It's just a perfect scenario, and I've had, trust me when I tell you, I've had some trays. Like, I have had some trays, and I'm not saying that any trays that I've had aren't good, because they are. I come back to Ventilite. It fits what I need. I don't have a dramatic amount of stuff, and I have obviously a slim tray behind. Yeah, and it fits me perfect. But the main thing, and around this video, is that I can reach. The thing that might put people off is having a smaller leg diameter. I've always been used to the 36s, to the 30s. I swore I'd never go back because of stability, but these do provide a really stable platform. And yeah, you have to put the inserts in. It can be a bit of a pain, but once you've got them, aren't you? And it's not end of world. And I suppose I could feed back to you now. I'm having it 9 months or so, I would have said. Maybe a few more months. No, about 9 months. I'd say about 9 months I've had it. And my feedback is positive, to be fair. There's a few little quirks and things, like the platform base, the foot plate slides off. It gets a bit of getting used to, with the locating pins. So I just move it a small amount once I've opened the pins, and I turn the pins and shut them, and then as soon as you're gently pulling it out, they'll locate. Just takes a bit of get fettling, and it's got the little markers on there to be able to situate it in a perfect situation. The legs have been fine. Like I said, once you get the inserts, the only other issue was the height for me. I got it and I tolerated it when I started, and then I started to think, what can I do to improve it? Hence this video, and it's dramatically changed it for me. Not only on my posture, the aesthetics is a bonus, and just the look of it. So hopefully this video has been helpful to you. I know I've waffled on for far too long, but there you go. That's what I've done. That's what it is. If you're a small person, then this way will definitely suit you. I've kept the seat. Obviously, it's beautiful seats. If you want to join us on the Facebook group on Angling For You and join the fantastic members on there, or on the Instagram at angling_for you if you just want to look at photos. If you'd like to share and subscribe, that'd be absolutely superb. And if you want to find any more videos, look through the plethora of playlists we've got on the Angling For You YouTube, or Angling For You Back to Basics if you're wanting some of those simple videos. And if you drop us a big thumbs up, that'd be fantastic. Until the next one, guys, thank you very much for watching. Tight lines.